What is up, family? John here from Miami Car Cartel with another educational, hopefully entertaining video. Today, I'm going to talk to you about jobs at a car dealership, jobs at a dealership that you didn't know existed. It could be car dealership, could be truck dealership, boat dealership. This is me coming to you I personally worked in a car dealership for over a decade. I worked for Cadillac, General Motors, Pontiac, going back a little bit, Buick, GMC. They all have their quirks. They're different styles of people, different jobs. Most people think car dealerships are just salespeople in suits trying to sell you a car. That's only like 10% of what you see. Those are probably the people that are reaching out to you and trying to get your attention most. So today I'm going to take you a little bit behind the scenes, what goes on in the dealer, different types of jobs or departments. I'm going to break down all the different jobs in the dealership. Some you didn't know, some most you do know. I'm going to tell you about the ones you see, the ones you don't see, the ones that pay good money, the ones that make crazy money, the ones that kind of get started with, the ones nobody even talks about, that nobody has no idea that that's going on back there, or is a career, or that is something that you can get into. Sit tight whether you're looking for a career or trying to move up, or you're just trying to start out, or you just like cars, or you're just interested in a certain brand, or you want to see how things run, or hey, you need your first job, or you're in a pinch, you need a job, and the only one that's hiring is a car dealership. Car dealerships are really great places to work. Let's get into it. Let's talk about, in general, let's talk about the big picture. Car dealership isn't just one business; it's multiple businesses. In fact, it's like 5 businesses built into one. You got sales department, you got the service department, you got the parts department. You got F&I, finance, they're dealing with the banks. You got BDC, internet department. These guys are bringing leads, doing sales. I just named 5 different departments, and then you could imagine how many people are working under those and what else is going on in there. But each of these departments is its own world, its own jobs, own personalities, different skills, different levels of education, or different types of people. In fact, some people are people. Some people don't even touch or deal with people. Those I'm talking about my technicians. You guys got to get out there. I was a technician for I still am a technician at heart, but I worked at a dealership for probably about 12 years as a tech, and I mastered the technician game. And I could talk in another video about that. I truly know from personal experience that there is a career and there is tons of opportunity at a car dealer. You could move up from a base level into whatever department you want, whatever you see you're liking, or it could just be a stepping stone while you're working to get through school or build your education or build people skills, or shoot, if you just like the brand and you want to see some cars, you want to learn a little bit about everything. Maybe you want to buy a dealership. Maybe your family owns a dealership and it's one of the businesses you want to get into. What better way than to start working at once? These are the 5 different departments and the jobs they have to offer. Let's talk about the visible jobs. Sales and service. Those are the most important people in this building. They're making sure this whole scene works and comes together. They're the ones arriving before opening, after closing, cleaning, making sure everything, the showroom, the floor is making look good, presentable, open to customers, to have just an environment where people want to be in. Salespeople, these are the people you see the most. They're going to be walking the lots. If you're walking into the dealer and you don't have any course of action, or you're just like strolling in, you're going to get contacted by a good dealership. You're going to get contacted by a salesman or saleswoman. They don't discriminate. You know, there's positions in both. We could talk about that later. They're going to be excited, high energy, competitive. They're going to find out real quick what you want to do, how much money you want to spend, and what you're there for. And then they could probably just break it down or put you in a different department. But if you're looking for a car, you're in trouble, because the salesman is just going to do what they were placed on this earth to do, is to sell. And that's pretty cool. You know, probably bump into a service advisor or just a greeter in general, someone that's at the valet. When you drive up, when they tell you where to park, hey, you know, what are you looking for, or what department, or what's your business here today? What brings you? Do you have a problem? Are you towed in? Are you driving in? Are you trading in? Any of that. They're going to probably go down the line. And then you have service advisors, the translators of the dealership. They speak to the customer on one side, and then the technician on the other. So obviously techs are tech people, advisors and sales are people. And there's very few people that could do both. We'll get into that later. They end up moving up to the highest. If you could find a balance of knowing your product, knowing the technical side, knowing the finance side, knowing the people side, that will get you probably the highest leverage and get you to the highest level. But there's nothing wrong with that, because even if you're not in the highest level, you could still make a great living in any of these positions. Sales and techs, I think, to me personally, is probably the 2 best, where you could do some real damage and stay in that for a little bit and make a good living. because I know I have. You got the technicians, the mechanics. They're the heart of the service department. They're the problem solver. These guys are the most educated in the entire dealership. They're responsible for knowing about every single product that was built by that company. They're responsible for being able to solve it in a timely manner. They have a good amount of, I would say, pressure, because they kind of live under that, but they definitely do their thing. They know what it takes to keep this going. And without these guys, without the techs, everything stops. And then I'm not just talking about dealerships. I'm talking about in the world. Stuff breaks, people got to fix it. One of the top jobs that AI probably won't take over is most likely somebody that could fix something physically. AI can't really quite do that yet. They may be able to build a machine that could do it, but guess what? If the machine breaks, guess who's going to be there? What's up? I'm here to fix your machine. They could probably multiply how much that machine can make. One person could probably fix a machine that could produce over 100 people or thousands of people. Who knows? We don't know what we're getting into, but either way, I know they're not going anywhere. So job security is one of them. If you got technicians, they're looking good right now. Service advisors, that's another one. You're communicating and you're taking between the customer and the tech. So I don't know, man. AI gets in there. Let's see what's going to happen with that. Sales, same thing, man. I don't know. AI, because they could sell a car generally. You could buy a car from your phone. Some people like to actually go and experience something with a car, with an actual person. So hey, it might be there. But car dealerships, there's no doubt, as long as they're building cars, selling cars, there needs to be a facility that supports that. And that's where sales and service comes in. There needs to be something that is allowing these companies to sell cars and to keep them on the road and keep them safe, and then to hold up to their warranties and everything they promised the customer when they bought that car. Some of the lifelines of these companies are, it's probably one of the most underrated jobs out there. I talked a little bit earlier, but the porter, the lot porter, your valet, your welcome doorman, or this person is going to be pretty much involved in almost every aspect of the dealer, whether they have them rearranging the lot, greeting customers, parking the cars on the line, keeping everything looking clean, keeping the lot looking clean, efficient, nothing on the ground, nothing that can get damaged, keep the area clear, throughout the seasons, whether it's snow, fall, wherever you are. I don't care if it's summer all year round, that lot needs maintaining. It's funny about this position is it's a great entry level position. There's no age. I've seen all ages do it. I've seen a high school kid. You need a driver's license. I'm pretty sure you need a driver's license. Don't quote me on that. Most people that do the dealer do need to be insured. So you probably need a solid license. If you got no license, I've seen a few people with no license work at the dealer, and they were awesome, but not awesome. Probably more like infamous awesome. They were so good at selling cars, but they had no license because of other reasons, but they didn't want to get rid of them because they knew they could sell the shit out of cars. If you're that good, maybe you got a shot, but no one's going to take a chance on you if you don't have a good license. If you're sketchy, if you got a felony, these are high value items. I wouldn't say you need a clean record, but it definitely helps. As a tech, I definitely have seen a couple people that don't have clean records, which isn't a big deal. But these people do have to be insurable, and you do have to be able to at least carry that image, because you're going to be talking to clients and be dealing with other people on the day to day. Now, the cool thing about a porter or a lot attendant, whatever you want to call it, the valet, that's an intro position that you could move up in. I've seen managers, I've seen owners that have done that. They've started from the very bottom. If you like the way this machine works and you want to see more of it and you want to understand, the bit, I recommend that everyone does that job at least once. If someone calls out, step in there maybe, or just, it's really cool what can happen as a porter. You could just be getting yelled at all day. You could end up helping someone or making someone's day just by helping them out or showing them where their spare or their owner's manual, whatever it is, or I'm lost, you help them get in there. Could be something that you do good for the dealer that gets recognized. Like I said, they're like the front line, so they need to be looking clean, respectable. Usually you get some bonus feature working at a dealer. You're gonna get some nice swag. You're gonna get some nice gear. Good car dealership, they know how to dress their employees, making sure they look good, making sure that they're presentable, making sure that someone wants to buy something from them or their property. They're gonna have a nice golf shirt, nice collared shirt, maybe button down. Text, you're going to be getting dirty. So they're going to have usually some nice dark gear. company is probably going to take care of them, where you have a couple sets of pants, a couple of shirts, and just ultimately what you need to look good and keep that company and represent their brand. Because also when you leave that company, not leave, but like when you clock out for the day and you're walking out and going to your business, going home, whatever it is, you're still wearing that work uniform. You got that logo right there. People see that and they know that you work there. You're like a walking advertisement, and that's really what a car dealer wants. Everything is for sale pretty much there. So you got to be able to know. The faster you help people find what they're doing there, clients, whatever it may be, the better you'll be, and probably the faster you move. Because you could be a porter for 10 years, no problem. You're feeding your family, and that's all you want to do. Nothing wrong with that. But also, you could be a porter. You could be meeting clients. You could be fixing problems. You could be like, hey, I want to learn about this new car. I want to be the first to know about this. You get to see every car that comes off the truck. You could shoot a video of every single car coming in. All right, this is a new 2026, 2030, whatever it may be. Seeing some really cool stuff, or seeing the first one broke down coming in, and he started talking about that. That's bad publicity. Don't do that for the dealer. Yeah, that's just the porter, man. That's just the porter. That's just the beginning. Another two hidden jobs. We got the BDC, the Business Development Center. They are the most hidden. They're locked in an office. They don't need daylight, these people. They just need a computer and a phone, and just locked in a list of names to call, people that are going to curse them out, people that aren't going to answer them, people that are going to tell them piss off, or you're going to be calling that same number for about 5 days until someone actually get a reaction. Someone says, block my number. Someone says, oh yeah, I do want that car warranty. Psych. It's not about warranty. These are the call centers, the people coming in. Whether you dial that number, it's going to go to them first. You call them, it's going to go to them. Then they're going to figure out what you need. What do you need? Sales, service, what kind of car do you have? They're going to figure out, they're going to know all the information about you, your VIN, your address, all that stuff. And then they're going to be like, okay, this car is he just bought it. It's 6 months old. He's due for his first service. So make sure he gets a good welcome, make sure he gets a good appointment, make sure he gets addressed to someone that's going to take good care of him. And then they might make an appointment for a service. Another one that has like a 3 or 4 year old car, like, hey, this guy's got an older car. He's going to service. Let sales and service know. So once this guy's here, maybe I could take a look at his car. Maybe we could trade him out. Maybe we can get him something different. See if he's interested in any other things. If he wants to keep this car, we'll keep servicing it. If he wants to trade out into something else and make him happy, either way. Sales and services. These guys are working for both companies, BDC, sales and service, and they're also working for themselves because those leads will eventually pay them. Some might say the BDC is like the heartbeat of the business. Pretty much you can see the pulse of how much is going through there, what the buzz on the street is, if they're getting calls, if they're getting hits on their website, if everyone's viewing on their page, seeing what they're saying. They're looking at all the reviews. They're looking at everything. They're trying to get reviews. They're reaching out to people to get ratings, to get the CSI filled out, to get the CSI up. They all get paid on that. So that's definitely a backroom job, literally office. Might be like in a separate level of the dealer. They might be off to the side. You might be in the next to another office where we have more administration work going on. You have warranty administrator for service. Like I said, they're locked in. A bunch of repair orders right here. They're locked in, just processing paperwork. You don't see these people, but they're gaining the company hundreds of thousands of dollars, making sure that everything is flawless, everything is filled out right, that everything is returned, that everything is protocol. If they mess up, they could lose the dealer thousands. These dealers get audited all the time. Actually, yearly or bi-yearly, they'll get audited. These people are very detail oriented. They're calm under pressure, and honestly, they're probably one of the most valuable employees in the entire building. If you get a good one and they know process and they know how to get that done efficiently, that's going to be steady cash flow and make sure that the dealership does survive. They don't survive only on warranty, but it's a big portion of how they do business. Because you buy a brand new vehicle, you buy a brand new whatever, truck, boat, whatever it is, you're under the impression that it does have a warranty, or you're purchasing it because it does have that support. Your dealership is made to support that purchase after the fact. Everyone's getting paid to do the correct things and to follow process. Because when they come in and audit, they want to take a lot, and they could do it if you don't provide certain documentation, if you don't show them certain specification, if your employees aren't trained up. They could pick whatever reason they want. Your air compressor is down. There's no service records on this. Okay, show me this. Okay, show me your certifications. They could do whatever they want. So the warranty admin is definitely key. They report back to the other managers. There's no doubt one of the most valuable employees in the entire building. The other people in the back we'll talk about: parts counter, parts manager. Parts manager, you probably won't see that guy too often. You got the parts counter, which customers are available to go to. The big dealerships, tech's got their own because the parts department has to support the service department, the technicians. That's where they carry the most load. And then on the other hand, they serve to the aftermarket. They serve to the customers that want to purchase over the counter, whatever. The do-it-yourselfers, they broke something. Other shops, they need something that only a dealer has. They have a pretty big inventory. They could have anywhere from $100 grand to $2 million inventory, maybe even bigger. Who knows? The parts manager's job is to oversee all that. Every single bolt, every single clip, gasket, oil filter, whatever it is, part number. They support the techs all day long. They run inventory, they order parts, they return cords, they solve problems that nobody understands. These guys know a lot of stuff. It takes a good parts team to keep the service department and the clients happy and profitable ultimately. Parts department has a couple jobs in itself. You got the counter guy. He's the one serving techs. You got a runner, someone that's bringing parts to techs. You got someone that's doing deliveries. Then you got the manager that oversees everything, making sure that we're not over budgeting or overnight or making mistakes, costly mistakes, because there's hundreds of things ordered a day. There's hundreds of things sold a day, restocked. They have to make sure every single thing is accounted for, whatever it is. That's really one of the lifelines also. Another one you might see is in the back. These people are running stuff behind the scenes, right? You got the title clerk. These people support the sales. Someone comes and buys a car that day. There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of logistics go to it. That if you leave the dealership with a temp tag and 3 weeks later, your license plate shows up like, ta-da, I got new plates. Guess who did that? That's the title clerk. The salesman doesn't do that. The service department doesn't do that. In a smaller dealership, the salesman will do that, or the manager will do that. And it takes a ton of time. You have to have direct access with the DMV. You got to have everything aligned, registrations, paperwork, keep everything legit, legal. Most important thing about being a dealer is you got to be legit. Even some of them get by without doing that. But if you're a big one, it's definitely a must. It's not glamorous, but it is essential. The other people in the back, you got the detail department. What up? Detail department. These guys are the artists. They can make every new and used car look perfect. They correct paint, remove scratches, shampoo interiors, whatever, flooded car, smoke car. They had their hands on the last car before it hits the lot. It's crucial that they make everything look pristine and keep it looking pristine. It takes a lot of work. And whether it's cars on the lot or if they're servicing and just coming in for a routine wash, or they just did like a triple package detail or something where they gotta spend some real time on it, do some ceramic coat, they will bring in a good amount of money and they will keep customers happy. That's for sure. You don't really get to see, those are kind of behind the scenes. Like once they sell the car, it's going to go over to the detail department. So you see a salesman hanging out there waiting for his car to get taken, smoking a cigarette, talking shit, make sure you get this area. It's funny how they all work together, but they all need each other, but they all have problems with each other. Could go on forever about that. Dude, maybe I'll do another video about that. Anybody that worked in a dealer, if I'm hitting some info, if you worked in a car dealership, or if you want to let me know in the comments if we're hitting anything, catching anything good. Used car manager, inventory manager. This job is pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of the most powerful positions in the store on the sales side. They have a lot of power to pretty much sink the company or swim it or float it or take it to the moon, because this is basically used car acquisition based on their knowledge of the industry and what they have. There's a lot more tools now. People don't even go to the auctions anymore. They just buy online. There's so many details. You don't even have to look. They'll give you everything about the car, all specs, full reports. So it makes things a little bit easier, a little bit more translucent. But they're responsible for the floor plan of the used cars. So if they buy the wrong cars and they sit there and they don't sell, guess who's in trouble? The used car manager, one of the things that most people might not know, is probably one of the most turnaround position. Like you'll see this one on the chopping block a lot. It's a hot seat for sure. You better know your stuff and you better make sure that these cars are moving. And the cars that you get in there, you're not spending too much on them to get them out, because every day it's on the lot, it's costing them money. They buy every car, they set the prices, they decide what gets wholesaled, the trade-ins. They probably evaluate trade-ins as well, and data trends every minute, every hour of the day. That's always changing. It's like a market, so you definitely have to be savvy with that. It's a pretty good position. Like I said, it's definitely a hot seat. If that's for you, if you liked looking at Craigslist, if you like looking at Auto Trader for binging for a couple hours, maybe you belong there. Maybe this is your calling. I'm not talking about the Facebook Marketplace, the ship boxes and stuff like that. This is not. Hey, maybe it is. Maybe you could make some money here. But these guys are buying like couple-year-old cars, nothing too old, making sure that it is an asset for the dealer, because cars, they're always depreciating. As soon as you buy that thing off the lot, it's depreciating. These cars, you can make a good amount of money, whether it's service on the used cars or just the sale in general or any add-ons, whatever it is. Why these jobs matter. Dealership is not won by one superstar. It's a team. Every job plays a part. Porter, first impression of the dealer. Detailer impacts the looks of the car, how your cars are looking. The advisors, do they trust these people? Are they want these people to come here? The techs, are these people good? Are they fixing my car? Are they fixing it on time? Are they fixing it the first time? Is it safe? Are my wheels staying on the car? Do I not have any problems? That's a big thing. The warranty admin, he's making sure the cash flow is coming into the dealer, impacts every single paycheck. The BDC impacts the volume of how much stuff is coming through the dealer, no matter what it is, whether it's sales, service, all that. The F&I manager, they impact the profit. These guys are the money moguls, the ones in the back. They're pretty much dealing with the banks and making sure that they're doing good deals, and they're good deals for the dealer. And then on top of all, you got the GM. The GM makes sure everyone's aligned. He's looking at everything at all times. There's no doubt the GM is the hardest role in the entire dealership. The GM is the general manager, for people to know. And then we could talk about managers next. I'm going to do another video probably talking about the top 5 paying positions, but these are pretty much all the hidden positions, the behind the scenes. But I'm going to dive into each position. If you like this video, or if you got some information from it, or you're interested in any of the positions, just take a look at the next video, and then I'll do one individually for service, sales, parts. I'll have Gloria do some. She did some sales, so I'll probably have Gloria do some sales. But at the end of the day, every role connects to one another, and this is it's a really great way to get into the industry. It's got me in there. It's got a lot of people that don't belong there. They tried it. They didn't like it. They got out of there. But the people that do belong there are some solid people, and it's pretty cool seeing them there. Let's do how to get into the industry. So here's the best part. Most dealerships, they don't require a degree. You don't need something. You just probably need high school. I'll give you that. You probably need some high school education. And you might get without a GED or without high school. I've seen everything, man. It does require work ethic. If you show up, you're clean cut, and you're on time, you're punctual. These are all things that a dealership needs. Being reliable is a skill. Communication, major skill. Easiest jobs to start with. Got to be your porter. Got to be your BDC. Got to be your detailer. All these are skills you could learn. Service appointment, coordinator. If you have a pretty smile or something, you could be in the front. Parts counter, entry level, a runner, parts runner. You have a good license if you're driving around. These are all just ways to start. And then you can move up. Whatever department you get in, you could jump departments. If you got a good GM and sees what you're doing, something different, and they say, hey, I like the way that guy handled that. Maybe he shouldn't be there. Maybe he should be in front. Put this guy outside. He's talking to everybody. What is he doing? He's bringing in business. Let's get this guy in here. I like him. Bump him up. Give him a raise. All right, let's create something else. Oh, I got a position for you. That's it. Just takes that. Or hey, he's good. He's got a good eye. Oh my, he's posting everything on social media. These people are coming to him. This guy's just a porter. What is he doing here? He should be selling cars. Get this guy selling cars. Put him on the floor. You never know what could happen. That's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. I love all the opportunities at a car dealership. Highly, highly recommend them. And if you don't like one, you could try another one. We could talk about that too, because some of them, we could talk about the dark side also, man. There's definitely some downs. Main takeaway from this video, if you want to get started, get in any position. It doesn't matter. But if you want to move up, show up, move fast, look good, clean cut, learn how to communicate. This industry will definitely reward you. I promise you that. We could talk about the rewards as well a little later. If you want a more breakdown of the dealership life, the money, the stress, the behind the scenes drama, hit and follow, hit the subscribe, comment what you want me to do a video on next. I'm going to talk about, like I said, the different positions. And until then, with us, let's go.